Everybody, welcome to another Summer Camp Crafts. Today we are going to make a tissue paper bowl using tissue paper, Mod Podge, which you will not get a giant bucket. I've got little ones for you guys. They'll be in your bag. And a balloon. So if you don't have the ability to blow up a balloon, I guess come into me and I can fill it up or get a neighbor, friend, family, somebody. What I like about this craft is it's pretty easy and it's pretty fun. It can be a little time consuming. This time I went through and I cut up strips of tissue paper. You can also just tear tissue paper, or if you have one of those shape punchers, you can punch shapes, and that would be super, super cute too. You're going to get a variety of colors, so there will be some more than just purple and blue in your bags. This balloon does not want to be blown up. Okay, that's good enough. You will also get a cup, a green cup, which can be used both to hold your balloon as it dries and to hold the glue while you decorate your balloon. And probably the easiest thing to do, and this is the fun part, because basically all you're doing is painting with glue and then sticking stuff to it. And what isn't more fun than putting glue on stuff and sticking other stuff to it? I would not pour out the entire 2 ounces of glue you've been given because it really doesn't take that much. Okay, now admittedly I have the big gallon jug. This is probably more than enough for what we're doing. So it's just a little bit over that 1 shot line on your plastic cup. Yes, I found out recently that Solo cups actually have drink measurements on them. That's what all these rings are. They're to tell you different ounces. So this little bottom one is 1 ounce, I believe. Anyway, so this is going to be really hard to shoot. And I think what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to get started with the balloon. You see, we got a ring light and everything. And the nice thing about this is it can be very free form. Okay. You can also mark on your balloon where you want the top of your bowl to be. Okay. Take that, and like I said, I'm using big sheets of tissue paper. I'm also putting 1 layer of white down first, so the inside of my bowl will be completely white. Now the other colors may bleed through over time, and that's fine. But I thought, you know what, today for my example, I'm going to get all fancy, and I'm going to regret that later. But for right now, yes, I put Mod Podge on the balloon itself and over the top of the piece of paper. Okay, the more layers of Mod Podge you use, the firmer your bowl will be. Okay, just because you're building up thickness. I did one that was pretty much just a single layer of tissue paper and then that sandwich of glue. And I will show you that here in a little bit. When I pulled it off the balloon, I had some catastrophic failures, as occasionally happens when I do my first example of a craft. So I'm going to give you a little extra white so that if you want to do a base layer of white, or you can pick any of the other colors, or you don't even have to do it. You'll just have to be a little more gentle when pulling it off the balloon. I got overly excited and, well, you know how things happen. So this is super easy. So see, even though it's a little wrinkly, it doesn't matter. It really does not matter. Now the way that I'm doing this, I'm going to be turning off the camera soon to finish my project. I just wanted to show you this first part where glue on both sides of your paper, glue it directly to the balloon, and then when you're all finished, when you finish however many layers you choose to do, we're going to pop the balloon and pull the bowl out. And if it's a bowl, it's awesome. It'll be good for holding things like keys, probably not dog treats. This is not a cereal bowl. Do not eat cereal out of this. It is made of glue. It will not stand up to cereal, which is really half of what bowls are for in this world. Cereal and ice cream. And this one would not be good for either. Okay? Once this is all covered in tissue paper, I'll put a layer of colored tissue paper over the top. And then I'm going to let it dry probably about an hour or so, or however long it takes the Mod Podge to dry. I'm sure I will be coming back to touch it because I can't not touch wet glue to see if it's dry yet. You see, I'm just slathering this on. Okay. You have endless possibilities that you could do. You could even make little scenes using tissue paper. But I would say if you have one of those die cutters that cuts cool shapes, this would be an excellent project to get out the die cutter. Because then you could have these awesome multicolored shapes all over your bowl. All right. So after this is all covered and dried, I will be back and show you how to remove the balloon. All right, we'll see you in a bit. Okay, so it's been a couple hours. It's been sitting here drying. And now that it's dry, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to kind of separate I'm going to adjust this color a little bit. There we go. I'm going to start to separate the paper from the balloon so that when I do pop the balloon, this can hopefully stand more or less on its own. Okay. Yeah. All right. So once I've got it loosened up, I've done around. I like to go all the way around. All right. See, the problem is that this is extremely bottom heavy. Yeah. So this may or may not explode. I'm going to try to do better than I did earlier today. And you see, as the balloon shrinks, we are left with, ta-da! You just separate it, just keep pulling apart. This is the only problem with gluing it to the balloon. Okay, looks like it might still even be a little bit damp in here. That is fine. Okay, so once the balloon has deflated and you're covered in glue, all right. Pull that balloon out and throw it away. And then I'm going to come back with my scissors and clean up the edges of the bowl. Okay? Because we've still got all this extra glue up here, and that's just too much. We don't want that. Okay? But look at this. We've got this great, it's good for holding keys or mail. Or if you don't like your bowl, if you're not happy with it, you can always cut it up and put it in your window as kind of like a sun catcher. Okay? So super easy, super cute. I know it's really hard to see because, well, because of life. But as we give it a nice clean edge, and I'm not measuring, if you mark it, you can mark it so that you are sure that it's level. But I feel like this is kind of like an Art Deco, Art Nouveau bowl. Whoops. We'll be cutting it a little bit there. Okay. Once you get a nice clean edge around the outside, and I'm going to let this sit and dry for a little bit longer because it looks like it probably should have sat and dried for a little bit longer. That's all right. It's never going to be a hard, solid bowl. That's why I said not for cereal, not for ice cream, but definitely keys, mail, anything like that. Controllers, remote controls. All right. But that is nice, and see, since it has more layers of paper on the bottom, it's actually gonna, once it finishes drying, it's actually gonna hold its shape pretty well. Yeah, I know, it looks like a deflated blow-up balloon right now, but that's okay too. It's allowed to look like that. It's tissue paper and glue, and I think it came out really, really pretty, so there we go. That is our bowl. We'll fill it with stuff that we can keep track of. All right. Everybody have a great holiday, a great rest of your weekend, and we will see you next week with another summer camp craft. Oops. Have a great one. Bye.